Hi guys, Games here today and welcome back to my channel. We're back with another Sims 4 speed build, and today we are building a pet shop. So this is a pet shop as well as a apartment, so it's like a livable business. You can live in here even if you don't have the new business and hobbies pack. If you just have like get to work, you should still be able to do it. You just need like 2 lots, so this would be like your business lot, I guess, and then you'd have another lot which would be your like residential, which will just be like nothing on it, and then you just come here and live here. The only thing with that is if you like leave the lot and go somewhere else, it will like take you back to your other like the residential one that you have, which has nothing on it, so you'll just need to travel back here. So it's like a little bit of a faff, but you can still do it. It is still possible to live in your little business here. So I built this little pet shop. I imagine it may be living in maybe in Dilton Bay or something, or just like on like a high street. It's super cute. It's super like pastel colours, and I'm kind of a little bit obsessed with it. It's not too big. It's a little, maybe like a little independent one. I don't imagine it being like a big chain. So it's not huge, but I try and pack in as much stuff as I can. So there's a lot of items in there, even though it is small in size. So I'm coming in now, I'm trying to add in these windows to this bay, and it was a nightmare trying to find one that fit like the double width of the front like this, as well as the sides. It did take me a minute to find some that matched. And then I add in like a little front door here. I go with this one, I think from Laundry Day that one is, because it has like the pastel colours. And then I'm like, actually it probably needs to be a little bit bigger because it is like a store, so I imagine them having like bigger doors than just like a residential would. So I go with this one from, I think that one is from Horse Ranch, and now I'm colouring in and just trying to colour in these windows because I feel like it just needs something else. I mean, we have so much colour going on already with like the sliding of the house, but I'm like, actually I need something else. I come in with this pink colour, and I do really like that. I do only use the pink windows at the front, just because I didn't want it to be too much. So the pink are like as the front, and then the side windows are just white. And I think it looks good in the end. I think the mix of colours matches well. I add in these like flower baskets under the windows, and then on top of like the bay, I do another like planted area, just with a small fence around it, just to give it like that pop of colour. And then I felt like it needed some height because the fence is kind of tall, and then the plants behind it are like a little bit small, so they don't really pop out as much above it. So I shrunk down some trees and added them up there just for like a little height difference. I'm now trying to figure out what I want to do with like the front of the shop and like the path leading up to it. This is a bit of a bigger lot, and the shop is only small, so we had this outdoor space to work with, and I was like trying to figure out what I could do. So I come in and add like a little seating area outside so people can come. I imagine if it's like a nice sunny day, they bring their pets to the pet store, because obviously you can bring your pets inside, and they can like sit outside and just like have a little bit of socialization with each other, get to know like the different villages and stuff. I think it'd be really cute. Everyone just coming here with like their dogs and stuff. I mean, you could probably bring your horse if you wanted to. I don't know if it'd fit in those doors though. So I'd like a little seating area with a parasol so they can sit out. And then, of course, because this is a pet shop and we know everyone is going to be bringing their pets, we had plenty of water bowls out the front so that everybody can get a drink when it's hot and stuff. And then these signs that I add out as well. I imagine maybe they've just, one says like open maybe, and then the others have like specials on or deals, or if they've got like new items, they just like put like a little display out. Or maybe they like advertise other businesses, so like if somebody walks dogs or makes like handmade dog treats or like that kind of thing, they like put it on the board and just like advertise other people's like small businesses. I think that'd be really nice for them to do. And then to the other side of the house here, I do end up adding in like a little garden for everyone to sit in, which I thought would be nice because as people are like interacting, I thought it'd be cool if you could go to the pet shop and also exercise your dog at the same time. So I do add that in a minute. Once I figured out the windows, because like I said, I didn't want to do pink ones all the way around. I wanted to add in something a little different, but I felt like these ones from Seasons I really do like. I think they are really nice with like the black trim in the centre, but they're just so big. And I was trying to like fit them in across the back here. I wanted like a double in the middle with 2 like trios either side, but then the sizes were different. Like some of them were like higher than the others, and it was just, I don't know why, but recently windows have been giving me a little bit of an issue trying to like figure them all out. I do kind of get there in the end, and I just kind of use the same one. I kind of go with the rule of like 3 max different types of windows. So you have like a main window, which goes like most places. Then you kind of have like a smaller one, and then like a third one if needed. And then I try not to do more than that, because otherwise I think it looks weird. And this one I set to that limit and added in 2. So I think we kind of hit that brief. And then across the side here, I'm just adding in like another little garden area, just some more greenery, because I just think it elevates your build so much when you're adding like a little flower bed or just a planter to finish off the sides. You don't even have to go this big. They have like those hedges like with the flowers on, like just adding that, even just something like really little around the outside, just I think finishes it off and makes it kind of, I don't know, sometimes I feel like if there's too much like of an expanse with nothing in it, it kind of looks unfinished. So here we go, using the hedges on this side, just to, I think otherwise it kind of, like I said, looks a bit unfinished, and it just kind of adds something that just makes it look so much better, and all you've done is added in a few bushes. This is me now adding in that area I talked about where you can come and socialise. I've done it for dogs because cats don't really have anything outdoors because like that they can do, and the horse stuff was way too big for this like little area. So it's like a little agility course, so you can bring your dog, or maybe you can just come and play fetch, that kind of thing. So they get like a little bit of socialisation as you're going to the pet shop. And it's kind of like just not only a pet shop, it's like a pet hangout, that kind of thing. And then I added some benches because maybe as their dogs are like running around in that area, the Sims might want to sit down. There is no fence, like gate on the fence, so they're going to have like super good recall or be like super well trained to trust them to go in there while you're off socialising. But I thought it'd be cute to have. And it just brings people around like the lot a bit, I think. I'm now coming in and adding just a little bit of decoration to the front of the house. So adding some hanging flower baskets, and also these like planters that go under the window, which I think are so cute. And then I find this like pink awning which matches the windows, and I have to add it because it's just adorable. And lining the path now, I just add in some like little spotlights so that when it's like dark you can kind of see what you're doing. I do end up not covering them, but putting a bush behind them just so like they don't look so weird having all these spotlights just on the floor. They're kind of like hidden a little bit, but you still get like the effect of the light. I had to come in and fix the spacing because I realised I'd done it wrong on one side, and if I hadn't fixed it, it would annoy me. Even though you can't see them, just the fact that I know that those lights aren't spaced correctly would do my head in, so I did have to come in and just quickly fix that before adding in like this little bush trim just down the side. And I think, like I said, I think it just finishes off the space, adds a little bit of greenery, and it just makes it kind of look a bit more, I don't know what the word is, I just like it. I just do it because I like it, really, that's it. And then I come in and add in a couple of these lights outside. The base of these I'm not a fan of. I think the base is a bit chunky. I think I'd prefer it if it just went straight down and it was just like a standard pole, but you know, we can't. Beggars can't be choosers. We have what we have, and I use it anyway because I think the hanging baskets are so cute. And then coming in now, I'm trying to figure out a layout. I wanted to keep it super bright in here, as well as carrying on like that pastel, like colourful vibe. I feel like it's just a super happy place in here. So that is what I did. When I do it upstairs and like I'm toying with like what sim I think would live here, I debate doing it. So like I think it'd be so funny if maybe the sim who lives here inherited the shop maybe from their grandparents or something, and they've like taken it over, but they don't like pets. Because I was debating just not giving them any. Like they just run it because they feel like they have to, because like it's a family business, but they're just really not into it. They don't like pets at all. Like maybe they've got allergies or something, so they're just not having a fun time here. I just think that would be so funny, but in the end I don't do that. I do give them pets because I think it'd also be cute. You can play it either way. I think that would be funny, but I think it'd also be cute if the sim who lived here has like cats or something, and they just free roam the shop. So as you come in and you're picking up your pet supplies, you can say hello to like the owner's cats and stuff. I think that'd be really nice. I was debating kind of putting in a bathroom, just because sometimes the Sims, I feel like when you take your sim out for the day, they always need a bathroom. So I was going to add it just to make it easier on like our lives, but there wasn't really much room because the shop isn't huge. I wanted it to be kind of small, maybe like a little bit of a boutique. So I do end up just foregoing the bathroom, and they can go somewhere else. My sim can, if you own this, you can go upstairs to obviously your own bathroom, but people who are visiting, they're just gonna have to hold it, aren't they? And then I was going to do the counter here at the back because I felt like it made sense, because the stairs go at the back of the building, so you'd have to go like around the counter to access the stairs, which I think would be right because like only staff would go around the counter. I imagine the sim runs it herself, but maybe she's got like a couple of employees and she lets them go upstairs, like if they're on a break, they don't mind them going up into the flat, they can use the bathroom. So I kind of wanted to keep it all together in this corner. but it just wasn't suiting the flow of the shop. Because we have this bay here, it looked weird. The counter had to be like super long, and I just think it was awkward. So I do end up swapping it into this corner here, and I was trying to get it to like wrap around this, like to have it wrap around, and I just couldn't figure it out. I don't know what was going on with my brain, but my brain was just not having it. It just didn't know what to do. So in the end, I just ended up doing like a run of counters, and then this is me trying again, and I don't think I get it in the end. I'm not sure what I was having such a trouble with. I think I could get it to like L towards like us, like towards where we're watching, but I couldn't get it to L towards back into the bay. And I don't know if that was just user error. It probably was. It was just probably my brain just, sometimes it just has an off day where it just can't figure these things out. And then I added in a couple of registers to the front. I don't think this place would have too much staff, like maybe like 1 or 2 on at a time, so it's not like there wouldn't be like loads of people running around, but I just wanted to add in a couple of extra counters just in case, you never know. And then at the back I added in a display where I had some like dog food. I had so many treats to this counter. I think it'd be cute, maybe like as you're checking out you can buy like, do you know like individual ones, right? You can buy like just one bone or just one of something. That is kind of what I imagine these to be. And then I also imagine that like maybe like the staff there give the pets as they come in like a little treat, just because they can't help themselves because they're all mad about the animals. And then on the back I added in some dog food because we don't really have a shelf for it in the shop, so I thought if we keep it behind the counter they can just ask for it and it's going to be fine. And then again I added in so many treats. I imagine maybe they have a connection with a local business who does like handmade treats, so they're not like the big brands you see in the store. They're a little bit more like bougie maybe, so they have like all these stands just for those, and I think that'd be super cute. And then I come in and add in some like little decals onto the wall. Of course we have to add in like the little pet postal box. Adorable. I feel like that's just the word for this place. It's just cute. Yeah, I had some decals peeking out behind the shelves. I thought it'd be cool like if you bring your kids here and they kind of have like a little game of trying to point out all the animals that are kind of hidden around the store. I think that'd be fun. And then I add in a couple of mats in front of the register so that like when people are checking out they're like stood on something cute. I don't know, I just thought it was nice. I wanted 2 that matched, but they weren't really the pastel colours, but I did have to go with them in the end because they were the only 2 available. And then in this corner here I come in and add like a little cat section, so I add in like the cat scratches and like the houses and stuff. There isn't every single swatch because I feel like that would be huge, but I kind of imagine it as if maybe they have like certain pieces on display and then you can order the different colours. So they have like a catalogue, and if they're like, I want this cat stand but you don't have it in pink, and they'll just order it, so they don't need every single colour. What is out on the shop is more like what they sell, and then if you want a specific colour you can just order it, which I think is fine. I obviously use these curtains from the pet pack because they're adorable, and they have like such fun swatches, but in the bay unfortunately we have no windows. No curtains, sorry. I was going to add these ones across and imagine like when you draw them you just close off that bay, but it was looking funky, so in the end the bay just doesn't get any curtains, which I think is fine because often when you do like a business at night time you can still see into the stuff they sell. So I just like imagine it, they've just got their display on, their products on display all the time. And then I'm kind of trying to come in and see what I want in that window display because I feel like it's such like an integral feature of the shop. As you're walking past, it's like the first thing you see as you look in. So I was gonna add in like displays of treats, and then I thought it'd be cool if we had these like pastel cat like beds and stuff, but they were like slightly too short, so when you looked in from the outside you couldn't really see them. And then I had the brainwave of putting them on a table, which maybe it's a health and safety hazard, but at least you can see them from the outside, and then as you look outside you can get like a little peek through. And that green one, which is like shaped like a cat, is so cute. I never really play with cats. I wouldn't say I'm not a cat person, I've just always had dogs. I've never really been around cats, so I don't like know how to interact with them, I guess. So I always, when I think of having a pet, I just get a dog. But some of this cat stuff is really cute with all the pastels and stuff, and I think it really matches this shop well. I had some more stands that I'm going to like come back and clutter up later. I just wanted to make sure I had like room for them before I filled it up with something else. And then I filled the space between them with more cat scratches. And then this is like a pet bowl display where I added all the different styles. I like recolor them so you can see like all the different colours and stuff. And yeah, it was hard to know what things to put on these shelves because apart from the pet treats, which I feel like I've used enough over on the tills, and like we only really have bowls and stuff that will fit on the counters. We don't have like leads you could sell. We do have some toys which I add to like the one onto the right hand side. But with the pets, there aren't really that many small things that could go on displays. It's all like really big stuff, like the beds and the cat scratches and like the dog food. Like it's all really big, so it wouldn't necessarily go on a shelf. But I felt like if I just did that everywhere, the store would look like one dimensional because everything would be like at one level. I wanted to create some like height with these displays. So yeah, I just kind of fill it with some pet bowls. I think the top ones are hamster bowls, I think. Yeah, don't quote me though, but I'm pretty sure they are. And then I'm trying to figure out what I want to do to break up this space on the floor. Because again, I didn't want to just have everything at floor level. I thought it'd look weird. So I add in another one of these displays and I realised that some of the litter trays will go on them. So I do add a couple of those, and then I think I come in and add in like a couple of the different pet bowls. I don't know, don't quote me. I do kind of play around with a couple of things. I'm not 100% sure what I settle on in the end. But I try and like any spaces that were like awkward or empty, I try and come in and put like dog beds or the little cat scratches, just so there's like, I don't know, I like my shops to be very full, and like as if you have to like look in all the different nooks and crannies and there's always something there. It's not everyone's aesthetic. I mean, some people just like that clean aesthetic where everything is on orderly shelves, but I like it a bit mishmashed, a bit higgledy-piggledy, I guess. So in any of like spare spaces, I just add in like a little cat scratcher or a bed or something like that. This cat bed or this cat scratcher, I'm not sure what you'd call it, like cat tree, or maybe it's cat tree. It was clipping on the table and I could not get it not to. But I had my heart set on it being in the window, and it's fine. I mean, it does clip, but you can still sell it. So it doesn't matter. And then I add in a couple of these hamster cages. I don't know if I imagine them selling like live pets. I think I imagine them more selling like pet accessories. So I think they'd just sell like the cage rather than having actual animals in it. But that's up to you if you want to do something different. And then I try and come in and add a couple of these like, they're like, I call them like the futuristic ones just because they're like self-cleaning litter trays, but they are so big they don't fit. I think in the end I like size them down and do manage to get them onto that shelf, but yeah, they're huge, unnecessarily big. I find that some items are like that. Like sometimes I'll pull out something and I'll be like, this is going to be huge, and I'll pull it out and it's tiny, and the things you expect to be like kind of small end up being massive, and it was just mad. I play around moving the bowls over to this side here, and then I think I put the litter trays back where they were, but I didn't like that. I kind of wanted everything to like be together in like categories, I guess. So in the end, I do think, I'm not sure if I come back in with a different shelf or if I just leave that open. So it'll be a surprise for you and for me. I find some of these like toy bins that I had just dotted around. The swatch on that one I'm colouring now with all the different animals is so cute. I don't know why I've never used it. I think probably because it's kind of a little bit big. And I tend to do, like when I'm playing on my own, I do like darker themes for my houses, like more gothic or more like dark academia. So they don't always match. I don't really do like cutesy builds for my own Sims, which is why I enjoy making them for like the videos and stuff, because it's just not like my aesthetic that I build for a lot. But I really enjoy looking at these cuter ones, because although like I do enjoy looking at cute things, even though it's not my go-to aesthetic. And that one with the little fangs is adorable. And I try and like colour swatch them into all the pastel colours so that it matches the shop aesthetic a little bit, which is probably a little bit too on brand, but I think it's cute in the end. Should we have like a counter for how many times I'm going to say cute in this video? Cute or adorable. It's probably racking up already, and we're only 20 minutes in. And then come in and add in some more of these decals again, because I think it'd be cute for the kids to come through and like try and spot all the animals. Maybe they change them around, like every time they get new stock in and they like shuffle around the store, they move the decals around, so it's like always mixing up. And then I just add in some signs. I imagine maybe again local businesses have like advertising their shops, so some of them are obviously the vets ones, but some of them I imagine maybe are just like how to look after your pet, or like just general maybe advertising some of the products, that kind of stuff. So I just kind of put all those on the walls. I add in a little welcome mat so everyone can keep their feet clean, and then we go on upstairs to the apartment. And I wasn't sure what to go up here initially because it's not huge, it is kind of small, and I was gonna like section it off into rooms because I am not an open floor kind of gal. But when I started doing that, I was like, this ain't gonna work. Like, there's two, by sectioning it off, the rooms were ridiculously small and it just wasn't working. So we do go for an open plan, which I haven't done an open plan like flat, I don't think, in ages. It's been a while, so it was kind of fun to get in and do that. Although it's not like my usual aesthetic, I think it's nice to mix it up every now and then. And I must admit, I am enjoying making these like pastel, like boho, more aesthetic houses recently. I think it's because I'm obsessed with the counters from Horse Ranch, which you all know because I can't stop talking about them. And I think they just give such boho vibes that all my apartments recently are like leaning into that. But don't worry, I have like a Word document of all the builds I want to do, and there are different themes on there. So we aren't just going to build this like style of house forever. I have some other ones, and also feel free to comment any that you would like me to do, whether it's like a certain aesthetic or like a certain storyline, like maybe you want me to build a house for like a specific scenario, or if you want me to build any like businesses specifically, feel free to comment them below. I will always take on suggestions of what you guys want me to build. So coming upstairs now, for like as soon as you walk up those stairs there, you are immediately in like this kitchen dining area. I coloured the walls in like this pastel purple, which I really like. It matches like the rest of the shop downstairs, and then I gave them these like green counters. These are from the base game update, and I love these counters. And I also love this fridge. It comes in like such, like I always use like the creamy colour. I wasn't aware like it came in such like different shades, like because most of the fridges come in like white, black, silver, but that has quite a few swatches that I didn't expect. But it's really nice. I do enjoy that. And then for this one, I don't add too much clutter just because the space is quite small. I didn't want it to be like overpowering with stuff everywhere. So I added a little bit. I add some paintings to the walls, but I didn't want it to have like loads of stuff around. So it is kind of, I don't want to say it's not minimal. It's really not. It's just not as cluttered as I guess you might think from my builds. I do manage to fit in like a little dining area because like I said, I think that maybe they let the staff come up here for their lunch, or I don't know, I think it's just nice to have like a little dining area where they can like socialise if they have people over. I'm always one, when I like build like houses for my Sims, I'm like, yeah, let's do a dining area. I'm gonna have them doing parties every like Friday night. They'll host dinners. My Sim is gonna be so social. And then when I'm actually playing, my Sim just doesn't do any of that because I think everything takes so long to do that by the time they've got home from work, it's like, right, now you need to go to bed. Now you need to do your hobbies. Oh, now it's the next day. Damn it, the party. Like I always just forget to do them. But I think it's nice to have a dining table anyway, just for when people come over. This is so it's a 1 bedroom because it's an open plan, but I do think it's big enough where you could have 2 Sims. So you could have a couple here. You couldn't probably have, I was gonna say, or you could have best friends. You could have best friends, but they would have to share a bed, which, you know, some best friends might be okay with that. But I don't think you couldn't fit in another bed, and I don't think you could swap the double bed for 2 singles. I don't think the space would it's big enough. But you could definitely have a couple. I think it'd be really cute if you had like, I don't know, like a couple running the pet shop. I personally would do that. But yeah, I think that would be adorable. I imagine like maybe one is like artsy. I don't know, just because of the pastel vibes. Like one is like runs the pet shop, and then maybe her girlfriend does like the posters and stuff, and like just helps out every now and then. But she's kind of more artsy. I don't know. That would be fun. I'm coming in now and choosing what I want for the sofa. I was gonna go with that yellow swatch, but I was like, this is getting kind of a lot. Like there was a lot of pastel colours in here. We've already got the purple, the green and the pink, and then I was like, if I introduce yellow, I think we just need some neutral tones, like just to break it up a little bit, because I didn't want it to be like over the top pastel. I think there is a limit. So I come in and I add like this white, and then the sofa, I think I settle on this like blue, but it's not like, it's so subtly blue that I think it's fine. And then I add like this little granny rug in front of it. I do start to kind of add in some more like a granny aesthetic, just because I think it matches the build, and I think it's like really cute. Like the rug's a little bit granny. The dining table is like with the chairs and the tablecloth. So I do add in like a little bit of older decor dotted throughout. And then for the rest of the space here, I'm kind of trying to decide what I want to do, because I do like to add in like a little desk area. So they've got like the computer, and obviously I needed a bed area. So I was kind of thinking of putting the bed where I've just put that one like in that bay. But then I was like, it kind of juts into the room too much. It's like a little bit tight to get around the back of the sofa and then into the bathroom. So I end up like pushing it into this corner. And I do believe that 2 Sims can get into it because they can like shuffle over the bed now. They did that update like a while ago. So I think even though the bed is tucked in the corner, I do believe 2 can get in it. Yeah, I think so. I'll test it before I put it up on the gallery though. And then I give them like a little bedside table and then a dresser in the corner here. I've started like playing around with like the spacing of the dresser, I guess, because normally I just tuck it into the corner in all my builds, but I've trying to been like getting away with that and just kind of being like not creative. I wouldn't say like super creative, but just mixing it up with how I put it. So I've kind of angled it over in the corner there just to like do something a little bit different. And then I come in with these separators and like room dividers, and I put a couple around just because maybe if they've got people over, they might not want their bed on display. I don't really know. Maybe they want to cordon off that area a little bit. So I had a couple in. I took one more into the corner, and I imagine like maybe they just pull it out if they want to use it. And then I put one behind the sofas there so that they can just, that one I imagine just stays there all the time. And then I add a computer up here because maybe they need to take inventory, or maybe, I don't know, I just give all my Sims a computer because I think it's a good, like if they're down on the fun, the computer is like really good to do it, and there's loads of skills you can build on the computer. So I think I just like to add it into all of my builds. And then I end up just tucking it behind this room divider here in like this little corner. I think it's like really cute and cozy over here. I use like this lotus lamp from City Living. And then I give some little clutter, just like the notepad and the pens and stuff. I don't add too much. And then on top of the dresser there, I do come in and add in like some of like the clutter, like the makeup kits, the makeup bits, and then also like the clones and stuff like that. I'm looking for like a lamp to go on the side, and there are some like pet themed ones, but they're so big. Like that one that I pulled out, which is like the pet. I don't know how to describe it other than saying it's like the pet. It looks like it's like reaching over. It's so big. I thought it was like a lot smaller than it was. So in the end, I just go with this like crystal lamp. Which I also think fits the space well. Yeah, now I'm just covering it, like moving around some of these like beauty items, so they're like a little bit more clustered in a corner, and then I just put like a little plant next to it, which I think is nice. I do in the lamp section, I think I add it in now, yeah, there's this like lamp, I don't really use it, this one, it's like a little, what's it called? A lighthouse. And I think that's really cute, and I think it matches this build well, especially if you're going to put it into like Brindleton Bay. They have a lighthouse over there, so I think it's like a little nod to that, which I do like. And then I come in and just add in a few more activities and skill kits. So I give them a camera, an art easel, somewhere where they can do like embroidery, a guitar. I just kind of put a few around. I don't have any like specific that I think this Sim would use, but I just like to dot a few around just so that you've got the option of using them if you want to. And then I add in on the wall here a couple of the photos from like the pastel pop kit. I do like those because they're like a collage, which like an already made one, so I don't have to do it myself. And then they have like a few fun swatches, so I add in just like recolor them. I find that sometimes with the photos, when you change the swatch, it just changes the frame, but I like it when it changes the photo inside as well, just so we can mix it up a bit. I feel like I will always ask for more photos and stuff, so if they have like the same photo but different swatches, I will take that. And then of course we add in the fairy lights around the room. I feel like they need to give us more fairy lights because these fairy lights appear in every single one of my builds. And now again coming in and going with the curtains, and of course you know which ones we're going to use. These are ones really the only ones I use, well I use them a lot just because they fit every window, and they're the only ones that I can rely on that are going to fit. And they have like swatches that fit most builds. They have like a black and a white, which you can do in everything, and like a neutral like creamy colour, as well as like these like different ones, like these is slightly pink, I think there's one that's like slightly green or something. So they have like more specific colours, and they're just general colours that will fit every build, which so it's just like my go-to because I know I can rely on them. I can't rely on half of the other curtains in the game. And then in the bathroom here, we kind of follow the pastel vibe. So we bring in the new tiles from the base game update, and then the flooring from For Rent, I believe. Don't quote me on that though. And then I add in like a little bath. It's not a huge bathroom, so they don't get, it's just like literally they get the basics. They get somewhere to wash, somewhere to use a bathroom, and then a sink. And that is basically it. I add in a tiny bit of clutter, not too much though. And now that was me resizing down all my lights because I posted a TikTok of one of my builds and somebody said that it really annoyed them that I didn't resize them. And I'm like, okay, like I get it, but these are the smaller lights anyway. And normally I hide them in a light fixture. I think I just forgot to do it that one. So when I was putting them in, I was like, right, don't forget to resize them. You're going to annoy everyone. So I do come in and resize those ones. I do end up swapping the bath out for one with a shower above it just because the Sims, when they bath, I feel like they take forever. So if you're like trying to bath him before work. It just takes hours for him to have one, so I like to have a shower, so that is like, because it's super quick. So I don't ever do a build with just a bath, because it takes them half an hour or half the day just to have one. I think this one is from the For Rent pack, which I do like. It's got like a little tray of like different like trinkets on it for when they're in the bath, which I think is super cute. For the mirror, I use the pasta one, obviously, and then it's got like these little flower stickers on it, which I think is nice. And I like the texture on that one because the paint is kind of, it looks worn, it looks lived in. I feel like we don't have enough stuff in The Sims that looks like it's been used. Like, we have a few rugs that look old, but like, I want sofas with like cushions like haphazardly thrown or throws over it. Like, we have a few of those. Like, give us unmade beds. Give us like that dresser there, it looks worn, like as if they've had it for a while. Like, I don't necessarily want all my stuff to look brand new all the time. Like, I want you to know that the Sim has lived here for a while, or they've had this stuff for like years or something, not it's brand new. So I'm coming in now and just adding in like a little bit of pet stuff around the apartment, just so, because I think they would have pets. Obviously they run a pet shop, so they would. I decided not to go with the idea that they don't like pets while running the pet shop, just because I think it'd be, I don't know, I just decided to add them in. You can always remove them and go with that storyline though if you like. So I did a cat scratcher, a pet ball, and then a pet bed. So you could have either a dog or a cat here and just remove like the other one, or you could have both and they could like come down to the shop with you, which I think would be really cute. And then I add in like this little toy thing, so they've got somewhere to store all their toys. And yeah, I think that is it. I think we're about to go into a tour. Yes, we are. Sometimes, I don't know if you guys get it as well, I go into this like mode, I just press tab and it like kind of removes the UI when I'm doing the tours. And sometimes I'll do it and stuff will just disappear and I'm not really sure what's happening. But yeah, these are the end looks. I hope you enjoy. If there are any like blank spaces anywhere, just, it's because something is just missing in this mode. There is something there, but like I think a cat bed goes missing at one point. So yeah, if there are any like huge gaps, it's just because of that. It's not that I forgot to put something in. But if you guys would like, I can put this on the gallery so that you can play with it. You can have it as your own shop or whatever. Also, feel free to let me know, like, if you do have the Hobbies and Expansion pack, what your business currently is that you're playing with or you're thinking of doing, just because that's like fun. Like, what business are you going to own? I'm just interested and curious. Or like, if you're doing the current playthrough, let me know what like families you're playing with. But yeah, this is how it turned out. I hope you enjoy. Feel free to comment anything that you want me to do in the future, if it, like I said, if there's any specific builds and stuff. But yeah, I like how this one turned out. Like I said, it's not my usual aesthetic. I think I've said that in like the past few videos, because I've been trying to push myself with like aesthetics to do something that I wouldn't normally do, and this pasta one is definitely that, and I quite like how it turned out. It's very cutesy, isn't it? It is very cutesy, and it's not huge, which I do like. Sometimes I find with like massive builds, I kind of get lost with my Sims, so I do like to keep them kind of small. But yeah, I think we are now coming to the end of the tour. I hope you all enjoyed the video. If you did, feel free to like, comment and subscribe, all up to you. And I will pop this on the gallery for everybody who would like to download it into your game. I'll put all the details in the description below. But yeah guys, thank you all for hanging out with me. I hope you enjoyed, and I'll catch you next time. Bye!